was a very stubborn man. No matter how many times he asked, Moshe and Aaron asked, let the Jews go, he would never, he wouldn't give it. He wasn't letting anybody go. And truly, it was an insane thing, because here you have the Makos, and everything is pouring down on Mitzrayim, and yet he still let it give in. But I feel like this is really only half the story, because not only was Paro not giving in, but Moshe and Aaron also weren't giving in. Right? Paro, even if as you go along with the story, you say, okay, I'll let some Jews go. You can go for a few days, just not the children, not the women. So it seems that maybe Paro wasn't the most stubborn person here. It almost seems that Moshe and Aaron were more willful. And towards the end, Hashem hardened Paro's heart. Which implies that if Hashem didn't harden Paro's heart, maybe even he would have let him go. So why does Paro get the reputation for being really stubborn, and Moshe and Aaron are not assumed to be this way? So I think we can answer this with a story that I think Uncle Avraham said at the unveiling, which I thought was very, very interesting and tells us a lot about Zaidi. When Bobby and Zaidi were visiting Switzerland many years ago, Zaidi was on a train, and he noticed an Indian monk. He didn't really know the language very well. Zaidi knew Swiss German, but this man did not. And there was a conductor on there who, when he was going around to punch the tickets, he got to this man and he punched his ticket 12 times. And the train was going. Zaidi was not having any of this. He goes to the man. He asks him, "Where are the other 11 people who were supposed to be on the train with you? The guy punched your ticket 12 times." The man was confused. Obviously, he had no idea that he'd been so overcharged for this ticket. So, regardless of what the conductor's intentions were, when he got to the next stop, Zaidi took this man to the station master, and he got him a full refund, and he held up the entire train. A train which is not delayed. You don't hold up a train. He held up the train, he held everyone up to make sure this man got a refund. Which is an amazing thing. And who else, who would do such a thing? Maybe if you tell him, listen, go to the station master, I'm sure you can find someone who speaks the language, and they'll help you out. He went off the train, he went the full way. And there was these principles that guided him, that he was able to stop a train, based on his principles. Because this is what was important to him. So in our parsha, when Moshe and Aaron are not known for being stubborn, because behind them was Hashem. Behind them, they knew what was right. They had their principles in order. They knew that for all the Jews to go out together was the right thing to do, and they didn't have to stop. He didn't have to stop for anything. He didn't have to compromise with power, because he knew the right things to do. These are Zaidi's principles that he lived his life with. These are the principles that we learned from. With that, we have this Sarah Merle, Chaim Zev, Tzivi, and myself worked on a project together, which we thought encompasses Zaidi's principles and encompasses his personality. I thought show it to everybody. And Zaidi. So it's a picture of Zaidi, courtesy of Bobby sent us his pictures, and they all have different words that we think represents who he was and what his principles were. And I can pass it around. I can give it to Avraham since he's nearest.
Pass it to Bobby first. Beautiful. Wow. Wow.